Hello, 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 and welcome to episode 31 of The Good, The Dan, The Florida Man. With you, as always, your mighty hosts.
I am Ryan. I'm the good. I go by Youth Pastor Ryan because I made a joke about it in my stand-up, and, well, I've been paying for it ever since. And, who else we got here?
You've got a boy named Daniel from a land far, far away where the sun rises and sets in blood. And we also have this other guy.
What?
What?
Was there a
Hi,
Civil War?
I'm Ben. I'm
questions.
the Florida Man. Okay. No, but I have them.
You can have
In
them.
fact, we've all got them today.
All right. Okay.
You can have as many as you want.
No further questions, Your Honor. Oh, well, if this is your first time joining us, this is what it's like every single time we start an episode. Yes. So you haven't missed much. We're three stand-up comedians that started a podcast just about telling stories and sharing some jokes. So this episode, we will be answering audience submission questions because every week we allow you guys to email us at the podcast here and questions, comments, concerns, messages, whatever you have, and we only answer a few every episode, so today we're going to catch up this is our Halloween treats episode. So we're going to dig into our bag of treats and answer some of these questions for you. And I might not answer one of them, just be like, there's your trick. But I haven't decided yet. I don't know. Happy Halloween. That's all I'm saying, man.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween!
I mean, bless up, All Saints Day. I'm kidding.
Before we jump into those audience submission questions, though, we are still stand-up comedians, so we do have some shows coming up. So, Ryan, where can they see you?
You can see me in Washington, D.C. The 4th through the 6th. I'm doing the weekend at the D.C. Comedy Loft. After that, I'm going to be in New York at City Winery, which is going to be awesome, on November 29th. And then there's something special in the works that I can't release yet that's going to be up on December 5th in Los Angeles. So keep an eye out for me.
Did he get funded?
I mean, I did get funded for my comedy special, but that is March 5th.
Oh.
Yeah, my comedy special is going to be filmed in St. Louis, Missouri on March 5th, and I am ecstatic. Yeah.
Congrats, man.
Thanks, buddy. But yeah, that's what I... Dan, what about you? The boy from the land with the blood. What?
Here comes the boy.
Here comes the boy.
Hello, boy.
Hello, boy. I don't know what that walk was, but there you go. Currently, I don't have any shows on deck, but you can check me out at all of the open mics in Utah, except for the Salt Lake ones. And Ben, what shows do you have?
Are we allowed to have questions about that?
It's because I don't have a car.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought maybe we were about to get some tea, but
No.
I guess not.
No.
All right. Well, I have some shows coming up this month of November. So tonight I will be in Oxnard, California, opening for Frank Caliendo at the Oxnard Levity Live. And then November the 11th to the 14th, I'll be in Fort Lauderdale, Florida at the Anime iWay Convention at the Marriott North Hotel. November 15th, I'll be in Bridgeport, Connecticut at the Stress Factory. November 16th, I'll be in New Brunswick, New Jersey at the Stress Factory. On the 17th, I'll be in Pittman, New Jersey at the Human Village Brewing Co. On the 18th, I'll be in New York City at Caroline's on Broadway. The 20th, I'll be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at the Potawatomi Casino. And on the 26th, I'll be in Vegas at the Red Rocks Casino.
Hey.
And then in December, I have a Florida tour. So check my website for all those dates. Looking at locking down a show in Pensacola. Looking at Jack to add a show in Jacksonville as well. But I'll be in Orlando, Ocala, Gainesville, Tampa, Naples, Dania Beach, which is at Fort Lauderdale. And I think maybe one more that I'm forgetting here. But yeah, I've got like 5 or 6 shows already lined up for Florida in December. So check those out.
Good Lord.
Wow, Ben.
I'm tired.
I'm tired listening to that. My
Yeah.
God. Like, that's...
Yeah.
I have jet
Imagine
lag. I
saying
have
it.
jet lag from just listening to that.
Time isn't real, so I never get jet lagged.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, we're going to hop into these audience submission questions. We're going to start just from, a place where we can see. So, Ryan, you want to kick us off there?
Yeah, so our first question is with Antonio J. Okay, so I have to read this on my phone, by the way, because I'm filming abroad. So if you see me on my phone, I'm not just a total tool.
He's filming a broad. There's a broad in his room.
There's a broad?
There's a woman. It's another
You're
name.
filming abroad? You
read
do
the
hate
question.
women.
People
Read-
know
Oh
me.
my gosh.
People
read
know
the
me,
question.
Ben. There's no chance. The video that did like best recently was me looking at John and being like, John, no one wants to have sex with me. Like that.
Yes, I do.
No, but it's just dudes named Kyle. It's not great.
Yeah.
Still flattered and honored, but just still not, still not my speed. Okay, so there's two things I have to say here. In episode 23, Ryan said that he hates the sound of knives on plates. Oh, and like forks, really anything on like, I was hearing it today, and it was, I just hate high-pitched, loud sounds. They hurt my ears. Totally get that, Antonio. So a short story. My brother is a strong guy who has a weight set, and he often puts them to use. A few years ago, he cut through a plate without noticing. He still hates when I say he Mr. Incredibled a plate.
Yeah, but never stop.
No, yeah. Oh my
Never
gosh.
stop saying that.
That's amazing. Was it like a paper plate, or was it like a plate? You know what I mean? Because it sounds like a plate.
Yeah, if he's
Anyway.
being Mr. Incredible.
Anyway, but my question is, what DC or Marvel villain would you be, and who do you think the other two would be? That's a good
Villain.
question. Yeah.
DC or Marvel villain. Oh, man. People compared me to the Riddler a lot recently.
I love that.
That's good. The new Batman movie has the new Riddler, too.
Oh, does he? Okay.
That's the villain in that one, I think.
I'll have to check that
Who
out.
do you think we'd be?
Oof.
Tough.
Man. Villain? I don't know if I know, like, villains off the top of my head. Like, I don't think I could
See,
do that.
See, I'm definitely putting Dan as the Penguin. Like, just because I just.
Are you
picture
calling me
this-
fat?
No, not at all.
No, it's
I
fine.
just
He's
think that
calling
if
you
you were
Danny
gonna be a
DeVito.
villain, you'd dress dapper. To
I
be
would.
completely honest,
Ooh,
yeah.
And I would rock that whole prosthetic nose. I'd let it
like,
go.
that honestly, I just picture
An excuse
like,
to do drag and villainy. I'm in for it.
right. Look, I'm just saying to Dan, if you're a villain, you're pimping to please with a cane. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, there's no question in my mind.
What do you mean
Now-
you don't have the packages?
Right. Ben, in my mind, you're Galactus, the Celestial.
The Devourer of Worlds?
Yeah. And except you're accidental Galactus. You're just like, I kind of happened. Like, I didn't mean to take over
Whoops.
everything. And then I feel like I'm
Harley Quinn.
Oh man, I wish. I feel like I'm closer to Polka Dot Man. You know what I mean? Or like Captain Boomerang. Like, I just think that it's not going well, and I'm trying my best. Oh, yeah.
I feel like
can
Ryan
tell
would
you
make a
how
really
right
good
now.
kite man.
Yes! Yes! I love that so much. Have you seen the new Harley
The
Quinn?
new Harley Quinn.
Dude, it's so good.
That's the whole reason
Oh.
why I love Kite Man. But I feel like you'd
Kite
make a really
Man.
good Kite Man. I feel like Ben would be a good Bane. Like, because I feel like
Oh.
that's people's already people's opinion is that, like, when they first see Ben, they're like, oh, this is a kind of short guy. And then you realize he just has the biggest presence and he's just like, yeah! Like, just, I don't know. I feel like that's all it is.
I actually really like that a lot.
The other one that I get compared to a lot on the Marvel side is Loki.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can see
Yeah.
it.
I don't.
What, the trickster? No.
Yeah, the Riddler and the Trickster, like that.
Yeah.
would
I'm
want to
trying
be-
to find.
I don't know if I'd like have what a villain I'd want to be is
with it.
Gorilla Grodd. Have you guys heard about him?
I was gonna say that.
I would
You
love
just
to be Gorilla Grodd.
a telepathic, super intelligent gorilla. I love that.
It would be so fun. And I've always like loved him, like all the iterations of him. So I think it'd be fun.
And that makes Ryan Shark Man.
Ooh, did you guys ever watch
Man.
Ben? Hey Ben, did you ever watch Ben 10? Were you ever like
Yeah.
into Ben 10? What alien would you be from Ben 10? What alien would you guys want to be?
I didn't watch Ben 10. So
Oh,
I'm not sure.
wait, what?
Oh man,
Yeah, no, never
Childhood.
did.
that's a rough one, bro. Because I haven't seen it recently enough to just have them in the back of my mind, you know.
I don't actually remember them either. I know what they look like. I don't remember the names.
Ryan, you would be Mysterio.
Ah,
Yes, yeah.
I
That
like
was pretty
it.
funny.
I like that a
Yeah.
lot.
I like that too.
It's like, you're not really all that dangerous when I get you alone.
Hey. That totally didn't have to be the reason. It could have been not always the bad guys. Sometimes takes you to different dimensions or like makes something nope, just
He wears a fishbowl on his head. Yeah.
yeah.
Nope, it's because you're a fraud. No.
Oh my god.
These are jokes. I'm joking. Please stop.
Yeah, right, agreed. Just
Yeah, you
silly
totally got it. It's fine. I don't know. I'm just looking through a list of Marvel villains. When I saw Mysterio, I was like, yeah, no, absolutely, Ryan would fit that.
Fun.
Yeah.
That I don't really know all the villains all that much.
I mean, there's the iconic
So
one,
I
so.
I think we got a pretty good.
Yeah.
response
I
to
think
that
we did
question.
pretty well on that one.
Yeah.
I think we did pretty good.
Question number 2.
Absolutely.
Dan, you want to fire away?
Dan?
Yeah.
Jackie,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Sorry. Me. Jackie S says, "Hey guys, I feel like Anonymous Labs right now. But during last week's pod, when you suggested making the episode into a drinking game for how many times you said Imo Kovunen's name and finish,
I'm Koivunen. Yes.
or finish. I didn't drink, but I did keep a tally of how many times each podder said each thing. For Imo, Dan was in last place, only saying the name 4 times. Ben was in second with 10, and Ryan was with 16, being the storyteller. It's not surprising. Then finish. I can't remember how we pronounced that. Was just finish.
We just kept saying it was just
puns.
puns.
Oh yeah, finish.
Finish puns.
Ben only said it twice. Dan and Ryan tied with 10.
That all makes sense.
That's about right.
Surprisingly, Ben did not say the annoying
doesn't
pun
like the puns
nearly as much.
I'm not sure how accurate my count was since there were a few times you talked over each other, but I had fun making the lists anyway. We love it. Thank you so much,
And
Jackie.
so you would have had to, if you took a drink every time we said IMO or finish, you would have had to drink
a lot.
42 times.
You are an alcoholic.
During that hour-long episode.
I'm so sorry. I feel like I contributed heavily to that.
Well, you did. I mean, 26 of those 42 were you.
Look, I am only moderately a problem.
All right, next question is from Karina L. Hey guys, I would probably suggest Ryan read this because it might be long. Well, too late.
Dang.
So I saw Ryan's new TikTok about weird signs, and I want to ask, what's the weirdest billboard you guys have ever seen? For me, I have 2. The first being from a certain law firm in Florida where in the dead center in all caps in bright yellow it says, "Size matters." The second showing a little blonde-haired, blue-eyed toddler covered in spaghetti, and at the top the little boy read, and I quote, "Want to avoid mistakes? Wear a condom. Go to wearacondom.com to find out more." This sign was also in Florida, by the way. Thank you for reading my previous question on the podcast, and hope all is well. I have seen both of these signs.
I love that so much.
I love it.
I also have a joke about fun billboards that I've seen. So my all-time favorite, it's actually a series of billboards. It's on the way from Florida to Atlanta. You pass by it. It's a billboard, all black, bold white letters. It just says, "Nut milk is not milk." There is no further information.
Love it.
And then a few miles later, there's a second billboard that looks exactly the same, but it says, "Nut milk is milk." No further information.
Wow.
There's also a billboard in Florida that they put up in right outside of Orlando. Right before I moved, I saw it. It was just a picture of a middle-aged white woman, and in bold letters it said "immigration," and there was a phone number, but there was no other context.
What?
That's
If you're an immigrant, that's a gamble.
that is because that's either
Yeah.
a lawyer to help you or ICE, and there's no in between.
Nope.
Yeah.
And then the other one, this was the oldest one that I saw, which I enjoyed. It was a picture of a leg, like a woman's leg, like in fishnets. Mm-hmm. And then it just said, 586 legs. That's it.
I don't trust that at all.
586 legs.
You know what? I don't have a
Right,
good...
because it's not a phone number. There's no area code.
Yeah. 586 legs.
Yeah. Maybe this is
Human
local
centipede
area.
or something. I don't know. That's scary.
I gotta be honest. I don't know. I don't have a good billboards thing. I know I've seen a whole bunch of them. I actually think I've got some on my drafts and TikTok of ridiculous billboards. But the one that always baffles me, and Ben, you might have seen them driving around LA or like parked somewhere. Normally they're parked somewhere in LA, but it's like these back pages things. It's clearly like vans in LA that just. I'm trying to find a way to not say sell hookers, but that's what it is. Like, that's what it is, and we all know it, but it's just this, like, creepy pink vans that always sit around in L.A., and it looks like you go to this van to purchase ladies, which feels... yeah.
Do you wanna find out?
Do you want to... Are we going on an adventure, Ben?
Ben's
when
like,
I get back in
Ben's
town?
like,
We're
no,
absolutely
I have
going
the
on an
pink
adventure.
Yeah,
We're
hey,
absolutely going on an adventure.
I feel like it's also... I feel like it's the same gamble, though. I feel like it's like there's 50% it's a cop.
And then I'd be like, yo, you're not the guy I wanted to talk to.
Get right.
I gotta
that
weirdest
so much.
billboard I've ever seen. There's an iconic one here in Utah that says "Cosmopolitan is porn," and then they just leave it at that. And there's a website
I
where
love
you can
that.
go and look up cosmoisporn.com or something like that. And then the other weirdest billboard I ever saw was the other day, where I was on a billboard for a random company that I filmed with like 3 months ago. And my brother called me and was like, "You're aware you're on a billboard, right?" And I was like, "No."
No.
And then I drove past it the other day and I was like, it's me being like
I love
super
that
gay
so
on a billboard. And I was like,
Did you get a picture?
I haven't got a picture yet, no, but I do know what the picture is. So
Dan, you need to obviously film that.
You gotta get a
TikTok.
picture.
just look up yeah, I should. But it's along the highway, so I can't like, I don't know. I'll just sit
You
over
could-
the
pull
highway.
no
over.
car, just walk.
Trust me, I've
True.
done some pretty horrific things to get state signs in my videos.
Yeah, we were there for one of them.
Right? Yeah, you were.
But yeah, that was the weirdest billboard. I don't ever want to see my face on a billboard again. Thanks, Rand Life Mortgage.
All right.
Noted. Guys, we got another one from Grace W. Hi, guys. I love listening to the podcast. It makes time fly while I'm working. Happy to help. I have a message for Ryan. I was at your comedy show in Nashville. Tennis. Just want to let you know that you made my first live comedy experience fantastic. I really enjoyed myself, and it was a great way to celebrate my birthday. So thank you for coming and performing in Nashville. I hope it was a good experience for you too, and come back soon. Looking forward to more giggles on the internet. Grace. Okay, can I just... That doesn't have a question, but I'm going to post it to you guys because I know that you guys have probably had this experience where someone says you're their first comedy experience. That is
I get it a
such
lot.
an honor. That's such a
Yeah.
cool thing. And also, who was the first stand-up comedian that you guys saw live? For me, it was a guy named Ian Bagg. And I don't know.
Oh,
if
Ian's great.
He's so good.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I've a lot of local guys, but you talk about like the first like paid show, like big comedian.
I guess
like-
really first person. Like Ian Bagg was the first person I'd ever seen do stand-up.
I don't remember because like I was in Orlando when I started, so I just saw local Orlando guys at an open mic. That was my first time ever going to a comedy show. Was
Yeah,
I couldn't
like
an open mic.
I couldn't afford like all the like bigger comedians. I'm ashamed to say that the first live comedy show, and I might be like mistaken, but I think the first time I ever saw like a big comedian was Dave Chappelle and Joe Rogan came to Utah and performed together, and it was the first time I ever went to like a big comedy show.
Dude, that had to be kind of nuts, to be honest.
It
You're
was
saying it like a
wild.
shame, but
Yeah.
that had to be insane.
It
Like,
was
that's-
crazy. It was across the lawn. It was, yeah, it was just wild. It was interesting. And yeah, I was still pretending to be straight. So there was also some like
Well, you
weird
were really
stuff
leaning
there.
into it going to that show.
Yeah, at that point.
Yeah, it was interesting.
The first comic I remember paying money to see was John Mulaney in Nashville on my birthday.
Yeah.
I think it was my 22nd birthday when I drove up to Nashville to see Mulaney perform
That being,
at the Ryman Theater.
but I mean to like clarify the question, if you're asking like which comedian I saw that like really inspired me, I'd probably say Trevor Noah when he came out with his first special. That was huge for like South Africans. Was just like, wow, a like really well filmed special in South Africa that got released was like crazy. So everyone was like talking about it for a long time.
Comedians that have inspired you to write, I think that's a good one. Mine, Mike Birbiglia,
Yes.
James A. Caster,
Yeah.
and a friend of mine who maybe you've seen him, maybe you haven't. His name is J.B. Ball.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, he's fantastic, and every time I see him post clips, I'm like, I need to sit down and write because this guy is eons ahead right now.
Yeah.
Ryan?
Definitely Mike Birbiglia.
Yeah.
That was a huge one. Kathleen Madigan.
Yeah.
Because she just proved that like he could talk about like, and she's from Missouri, so that was one of those things where I was like, this is nice. And then, I'll be honest, he's completely not my style at all. But every time I see him perform, I think that guy has found his absolute niche and just crushes, and it's Bill Burr. Like, I just, yeah.
So Paper Tiger was like his latest special, wasn't it? Or did he come out with one after that?
I thought he came out with one afterwards.
I'm not sure entirely, but Paper Tiger is the last one that I saw of him, and the first half of it I wasn't a big fan of, but the second half, when he starts talking about his life and his family, that's when it gets really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good, yeah.
Is this... Did we just read Grace?
Max Oh No.
Oh, Max Oh No. Okay, great. Next question is from Max Oh No. Hey, GDFM. Have you ever known a family secret that no one has was meant to know? My uncle and aunt on my mom's side fell in love and got married only to find out they are cousins. After they divorced a few years back, I informed my brothers and sisters. To my surprise, my siblings didn't know.
Wild.
This should have been on the crazy stories.
Oh,
we might need some like clarification on that, Max. That's wild.
Can I say a weird thing? Like, so this is a weird thing being Jewish, is that like if you date another Jewish person, there's a really high chance that you are cousins, and incredibly, because there's not a ton of us left.
Yeah.
And and we all kind of came over here.
Did you used to do like the trips? Did you ever do a trip to like Israel or anything?
No, they told me I
Birthright?
couldn't go. It's called Birthright because I'm Jewish on my dad's side, and that's crap.
Yep.
Because I know people that are less Jewish than me that have gone to Birthright.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, come
Their
on.
moms are Jewish, so that's what counts.
Why is that a rule? What like
It's
what?
a maternal
in the
thing from, like,
ethno-religion, yeah.
Oh, okay.
In Judaism and in the ethno-religion that is Judaism, it's your mother is the one that passes down the Jewish ancestry.
Oh, okay.
So like it's like a weird
Just
thing where like if your
feminism.
father is Jewish
Yeah.
and your mother is not, then they don't recognize you as like a true Jew.
Oh, wow.
Some do, some
And I
don't,
hate
but
the
yeah,
way
it's-
that I said that, but
Yeah. No, but it's true. That's actually very true.
With a
Like,
real
in,
vigor in your voice, you.
in Orthodox conservative Jewish like groups, that Ben's 100% right that they wouldn't, but it's weird. You know what? Here's what
most
I know.
of the time, like nowadays, just regular like run-of-the-mill Jewish people, like Ryan, don't care. It's like, oh yeah, whatever, man.
I mean, it is a free trip to Israel. I know a guy who went to 5 birthright things. He's been to 5 of them.
What?
How many births has he has?
Also, man, I gotta tell you,
I think you're allowed to go as many times because
That
the whole
feels
point
right.
is to encourage.
he just milked it for free trips.
Well, I think
Oh my
I
gosh.
think he went with the intent. I'm not sure, but I talked to him the other day, and he was just like, "Yeah, I went to 5 different birthrights because it's free, right? They like fund it so that you can
Yeah,
find
it's 100%
love
free.
and like
Jewish
continue,
people.
like yeah,
No, that's a very real thing. Yeah, that's a really real thing.
yeah,
Um,
wild.
yeah.
I learned something today. That's awesome.
Nice. But
Cool.
anyway, yeah. Long story short, I had a friend who was Jewish, and she was talking about. She was like, "Yeah, I dated this guy, and then like 2 months later, we found out that we were third cousins." And we all kind of made this face of like, and she was like, "It's third
Well,
cousins.
okay,
It's fine."
Third is fine.
Yeah, but it feels wrong. I would.
Do you know how
Okay.
do you know how far removed you are from a third cousin?
It's true.
It's
But-
wild.
okay, but this
You're
is-
very far removed.
This is a weird thing too. Is so Mormons are very like they love family history and doing like family history work stuff, and they have this website where you could what you do for fun is you would register on the Family Search website where all of your ancestry records are like kept. And then what it does is it connects you all. So in our church ward or like congregation, I guess, because we're all young university age kids, we would all figure out how connected we were to each other. And we'd all be like, oh yeah, oh my gosh, I have like eighth cousins. But randomly, one of the guys was just like a third cousin to me. And I want to clarify, I am from Zimbabwe. My dad is from America, right? But like,
right.
he is definitely like my third cousin. And I was like, this feels weird because we don't get along very well, and like I could have like been okay without this information. I don't know. It's just weird to know that like the levels of separation are not as far as I thought they were, at least under a religious context.
Because it's Dutch bingo. We had that, like, that was the thing that we did. Is because, like, it was such a Dutch school, and I'm not Dutch at all, so that was really helpful, because I was not related to anyone. But it was one of those things where, yeah, they'd play Dutch bingo where it was like, do you know this person, this person, this person? Yep. And it's just like, whoa, you're all related. Weird.
That's wild.
Okay, so just to clarify, like, your third cousin is your great-grandparents' siblings' child.
Yes.
I don't know, man. Feels like a gamble.
That's like 4 generations removed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
because you're not. It's not even your great grandpa. It's like his brother or sister.
Just 3 is not the number for me. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
Like 3 is like I just.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're really slimming down your chances here.
I thought a third. Isn't
Hey
a
Ben,
third...
I was already slimming down my chances. Okay. Like
yeah.
That's...
Well, you hate women, so that's half the population right there.
Bad start. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, man. All right. Moving on to the next one from Max S. I love the podcast. I've been listening since the very beginning, and I always look forward to new episodes. My question is, what are your guys' favorite midnight snack? Mine is a small bag of Cheetos and a bottle of Mountain Dew.
Whoa.
Nice.
You legend.
Pizza rolls?
Oh.
Gotta say, probably pizza rolls.
Great answer.
If I'm eating at midnight, I want it to be quick, and I want it to taste good.
Also, Max, I'm just impressed that your body can handle that. Because if I did that at midnight, I would.
A Mountain Dew at
explode
midnight,
by,
yeah.
I'd explode by 3 a.m.
If we're being honest about it, though, Ryan, your stomach can't handle a lot of stuff,
anything,
regardless of the time that you eat it.
If it wasn't just wheat bread, my stomach's going to explode. Like that's.
I like a good slice of bread before I go to bed.
Oh yes, right before bed.
What about you, Dan?
That's a good question. McDonald's from DoorDash. I'll just order like a McChicken.
Okay. Yeah, options are limited in Utah.
Very limited. Well, okay, so this is...
They don't have bagel bites or anything there, I don't think.
No.
So.
Oh, I love bagel bites. They're so good.
Again, I don't have a car to go and buy bagel bites, and I wish I did. So I have to kind of just settle with whatever 7-Eleven or McDonald's
Shipt.
has available.
Just use Shipt. They can ship you groceries.
I have
Instacart,
started using Instacart recently. So that you know what I really
Solid.
do love though at midnight. I love chia seed fruit cups. Dole chia seed fruit cups.
Did not know that was a thing.
They're great.
Love the sound of it.
Okay.
Get them, buy them. This is not sponsored, but I do enjoy them. So chia seed fruit cups.
Got it, yeah.
And I can't reiterate this again. Chia seed
Chia seed
fruit cups.
Pop-Tarts are fire in the middle of the night.
Okay,
Yeah.
are you a Pop-Tarts person or are you a toaster strudel person?
Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts.
I'm a toaster strudel
and I don't
person.
toast them.
I
don't toast them.
Pop-Tarts
Freeze
are so sweet, dog.
I don't freeze them either. What kind of animal are you?
Take the Oreo
How strong
ones,
are your
freeze
teeth?
them.
What?
They're great. Yeah,
No,
take the Oreo
eat
ones
the
and freeze
s'mores
them.
ones
Okay.
straight out of the box, room temperature,
Do y'all eat
like a
frozen
normal
grapes?
person.
Do you like
No.
to freeze
I
grapes?
know someone who does eat frozen grapes.
Like,
Yes.
people
in fact, I was just
prefer
introduced to that.
frozen grapes. Like there are people
That's
that
weird.
like
Stop it.
go out of their
No,
way to
no.
freeze a grape.
Here's the thing. I also thought that frozen grapes was going to be weird, and then I was introduced to it, and no, really good. They're like little candies, essentially.
I just can't do it because I have my
Okay.
ice phobia stuff, so I can't bite into like icy things. So that's my that's like my nightmare. Like describing that is just making me like what? So yeah.
All right. Ryan, you got the next one from
Absolutely.
Kaylani J.
From Kalani J. Cheez-it update. Hi again. Oh my gosh, this is Kalani from the Cheez-its. Yes. I love her so much for this. Tell the story about my
Quick
dad's...
update, just a recap for people that haven't heard the first story. This was from a Stranger Stories episode, the first one we did. We read a story from Kaylani that said that her father freaked out on her because he found a box of Cheez-Its in her bedroom. But we didn't know, there wasn't a whole lot of specification about like how many Cheez-Its there were, or if this had been like a problem in the past, or if like she had taken them from her dad. It was just, he found Cheez-Its in her room, and that's what he was upset about. So this is an update from her about the more specifics of the situation.
Wow. Yeah,
Cool.
that's exactly it. Cheez-it update. Hi again. I sent the story about my dad sending me to therapy over Cheez-It. Sorry, I was so vague, but writing it for my melatonin for the night. It was one box of Cheez-Its hidden in my purse between my bed and nightstand. My family has a history of commenting on my weight. I hurt my back in gymnastics junior year of high school and my dad told me I was too heavy for it to handle, or telling my mom I need to be on antidepressants. And the first thing the therapist saying being, so your mom wanted me to talk to you about your weight when I was 17. Whoa. I was also working at a local
Jesus.
YMCA at the time, and quitting my job would have taken away my free gym membership. And while I wasn't tiny, a good part of what made me big was, well, let's just say that my grandma and I bonded over both getting reductions. What? Oh.
Breasts, Ryan. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Nobody. I don't talk to women.
He's like, what are
Probably
those?
best for the women that way.
Right. Oh, I mean, you're not wrong. Long story short, I'm 24, and now I'm finally seeing the light at the end of my ED tunnel. I live in another state, and I have a decent relationship with my parents. Oh, that's nice. I've seen a therapist on my own terms and gotten my medication on my own terms. See, that's nice. That's a good.
This is
I'm glad that you
really
were able to
uplifting.
take care of like you first.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
that's
really
important.
sad, and then I was like, okay, good.
Yeah. P.S. Best part of this was my tiny competitive gymnast sister drunk ordered a box of 150 snack bags of Cheez-Its 2 days later, and my parents just thought it was hilarious that the box lived in her room. Whoa.
What?
Thank you for being able to cope with laughter. It really needed my
Jesus.
favorite way to handle it. Akilani, we love you so much.
We love you
and
so
also,
much.
I'm really glad to know
We
that
also really love Cheez-Its.
We
we
do.
also love Cheez-Its. We support your love of Cheez-Its. I just love the fact that it wasn't a full wall of Cheez-Its.
It
And
goes.
kind of also hurt that it wasn't.
It goes.
How big is your purse?
Yes.
No! No! It can't be! We can't be back to this!
But no, I have more questions because like it says hidden in her purse, which means it wasn't just like it wasn't
Yeah.
full box
between-
of Cheez-Its
between-
wasn't
He
just
was
like
going
in the
through
purse.
her purse.
Oh no, in my purse, between my bed
In
and
my
her-
purse.
Yeah.
In her
That's
purse
a
between
big
her bed.
purse.
So the dad
Okay,
found
yeah,
a purse
okay.
and then had to go out of his way to open the purse and was like, Cheez-Its? Like,
We've already established that the dad is not a good person. I am curious about the size of this purse. Because not only was the box of Cheez-Its in the purse, just in the purse, but she says it was hidden in the purse. That means there were other things that were also fitting in the purse. That's a big purse.
that's a big
Really
purse.
big purse.
I wanna
Was it
know
a bag
how
of
big.
Cheez-Its and then the sister got a box of Cheez-Its?
No,
In
she had a
cubic
box. There
inches-
was a box in the purse.
Oh, that's right.
And then
Wow.
drunk
That is a
ordered
big
yeah.
ass purse.
I need to know in cubic inches. So if you want to give us an update, let me know. Or milliliters. If you fill the purse with water that you've already pre-measured, let me know how many milliliters of water it took to fill the purse.
Also, that also kind of makes me understand why the dad was like, what is this giant ass purse doing?
Maybe
in
he was
between
concerned about the purse but couldn't say anything.
Yeah, he was like,
Like that's,
what is this?
this purse can fit, and then looked around inside. A
She's
box
got a Mary-
of Cheez-Its?
She's got a Mary Poppins purse. She pulls out a lamppost, a Cheez-Its box, an umbrella.
It's just a Harry Potter bag. You're like, just like.
Also, Dan, you got this next question from Emma C, and I love this question. I think we're
Awesome.
going to have fun.
Emma C says, my love life has been a mess since I started dating. What are each of your craziest dating stories in an out of context sentence? For example, mine. I accidentally dated a guy who accidentally practiced witchcraft and then accidentally broke up with him.
I need the context, Emma.
I want Emma. Please submit that on Stranger Stories.
Yes.
Because I want that so
I
bad. We
need
need
the context.
So many
How
more
do you
details.
accidentally practice witchcraft?
Well, you just don't become a professional.
Oh, I've cursed someone. Oh,
Oh, a pentagram.
oh my gosh,
okay.
a pentagram form.
Oh my gosh, crystals.
Here's my story. Is I don't really have one. That's what I don't have an answer to this because I don't know if I've just never been on crazy dates or chaotic things, or if my life is just like at a different level of chaotic that like whatever dates I have been on just weren't even breaching that level, so
Hey,
that
Ben,
it may
let's
have been
answer
crazy
this
to you
for
guys.
you real quick. Number 2. Carry on.
I've done a lot of traveling and like I've just gone out of my way on my travels to meet up with people and like go on dates, but that's just because that's who I am
What's
as a
the
person.
furthest you've traveled for a date?
Denver
Wow.
from Florida.
Wow.
Wow.
I think. Well, I guess technically
Were
maybe
you in love?
LA, but no. What?
Were
No.
you in love? You didn't? Did you like the person at least?
I guess this was. So there was a. I mean, I went on a date with him, but it was like one of those things where, like, oh, this is a person I met somehow, whether it be through college and they moved back or whatever.
Huh.
And I went and I was like, I could also just do comedy while I'm there. So let me, two birds, one stone kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so it was a tax write-off because comedy, and then I got to also spend time with them.
Wow.
But there was one time I was dating a girl, this was years ago, I was living in Florida, she was living in Tennessee, and I tried to drive up and surprise her on Thanksgiving without telling her that I was coming up. But at some point, she looked at Snap Maps and realized that I was somewhere in North Carolina and was like, oh no, he's coming. And so she found out, and that's why I have my Snap Maps turned off.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Ben, your craziest dating story, by the way, from what you've told me, is your older brother, or your older brother? Your
Older brother, yeah.
Yeah, your older brother has a kid with your ex-girlfriend, homie. That's your craziest explained weird story.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't go on, I wasn't on that date with them.
No, I don't think that's what it means. This sounds like just describe the weirdest relationship event.
Okay,
poorly.
well then I guess, yes, my older brother has a child with my ex-girlfriend.
Dan, what about you?
Out of context, mine is, I ate pizza by a lake with a homophobe that kissed me for 10 minutes.
What?
Brother,
Yes.
that is
Oh my
whack.
God. But like it's crazy out of context, but since I know who you are, I totally get it. Like I fully
Yeah.
understand.
I think I have told that story on the podcast, I think, right? No,
I
maybe
don't
I don't know
No.
if I can
You
necessarily.
will eventually. Oh.
I don't know if I can I? I can
yeah,
do
you
it.
just can't say the name.
I just want to say the name.
Yeah.
Context. Went on a date
Did he
with
make
a
you sign
guy
an
who was
NDA?
Mormon and was gay, apparently. We knew each other previously from both, I won't say the program, but we were in the same program at university. And we were bonding, met on Grindr, started talking. We decided to go on a date. He was like, I will never sleep with anyone or do anything on the first date. I'm not that type of person. And I was like, okay.
But he met you on Grindr, right? I'm
Yeah,
just checking.
which I'm.
Okay.
Yeah. Again,
Carry on.
Well, okay. What are you here for? And then
I need feet.
we went to a lake that stunk to eat pizza that we had picked up, and he told me that he believes that marriage is between a man and a woman. And I asked him, why are you on this date with me then? And he said, I just want to date. And I was like, okay, this is someone who hasn't figured it out yet. Anyway,
Right.
he's like, should we go back to my place? And I was like, he's my ride. Should I do this? And I was like, okay. And I did. And he was like, should we like watch a movie? And I was like, yeah. So we started watching a movie, and it keeps like, out of the corner of my eye, I keep seeing his head go like this and stare directly at me and then look away, like trying to initiate we're gonna kiss.
Like a kissing moment?
And I was
Yeah.
like, F, I don't want to kiss this homophobe. And I was like, how do I do this? Anyway, what ended up happening was that I eventually was like, okay, it's the last 10 minutes of the movie. I'll just do it. I'll just kiss him, and then I can go home. And we did. Mm-hmm. And I want to clarify, he bragged. He was like, my girlfriend. Yeah, which was weird. I had a girlfriend.
This is a plot
She
twist.
taught me how to kiss. I'm incredible at it. The whole night was just like, I'm incredible at kissing. Bitch,
Sure.
he done bit my tongue and started scraping. This white stuff on your tongue was gone. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Dude, that's so
Bruise
Gross.
right here.
Gross.
Along it, because he kept biting it, and I was like, Okay, I didn't like quite know what was going on. I was like, okay, well, this is weird.
Sounds
Anyway,
like he didn't either.
the movie finishes
Yeah.
and the credits like finish up, and he's like, what are we gonna do now? Remember, he said he never does it on the first day.
Yeah.
Go
What are
home.
we gonna do now? And I was like, I think I'm gonna go to bed at my house because I have work in the morning. And he's like, tomorrow's Sunday, and I was like,
Still.
I work.
Wouldn't it be funny if Dan in that moment goes, I work for Chick-fil-A? Just be like, yeah.
I did work for a Christian filtering company that was definitely closed. But I just had to come up with excuses. I was just like, this is horrible. And if he's watching it, I'm sorry. Hopefully you figured it out by now. Like, hopefully, like, the story's changed, the narrative's changed. But, yeah, it was just a bad time for me. So,
Wow.
yeah.
My best out of context is this. Dated best friend's sister. She cheated. I broke up with her. She stalked me for 8 years. Ben's seen that special. That's
Yeah.
the new special, Girlfriends and Girlfriends. Enjoy!
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Crazy. So watch the new
Nuts.
special. This is good advertising. Watch the new
Right, there
special.
it is. Ah!
Right. Well, our next question comes to us again from Emma C. If you went to get lotion, but instead of lotion coming out of the bottle, tiny people came out, assuming you haven't gone insane, what would you do?
Start a super cool ant farm.
Yeah, that's my immediate thought is like,
Thank you!
take care of them. I feel like that's a responsibility.
I'd put them on my bathroom counter, and then I would say, I just want lotion.
Find me lotion to these tiny people. Did you guys ever see the movie Borrowers? The Borrowers?
The borrowers, no.
No.
It was about little people that lived in walls, and they essentially would borrow things from like big people, but they were tiny. It was very cool.
I remember watching
John
that weird
Goodman plays
movie,
that guy.
Indian in My Cupboard.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
That one, I've never seen that.
You never seen that?
That's a good one.
No.
The weird one.
No
when
Ben
I was a kid,
10,
for
no
sure.
Indian in the Cupboard.
Good man, I watched a lot of Spider-Man. Okay, so
Okay, I guess you win.
Yeah, right.
You're okay. You're okay in my books then. But yeah, that's about small people, and I feel like I'd probably have the same reaction as the boy did in that movie. Just try to be a good person and like stop stuff from going awry.
Like, why are you guys here? How'd you get in there? Stop it.
Yeah, I'd ask them a lot of questions. I feel like,
Get out of my house.
what are you doing in a bottle?
Are you paying rent? Get out.
move.
It's a
They're like,
way.
wow,
I
he's
know.
treating us
Okay,
just
but
like a
I also
normal
want to. I
person.
want to talk to Emma for a second. Why is it so specific? Like, you found tiny people.
She's just sitting at home with a bunch of tiny
in
people
a
in her hand,
bottle
like,
of-
I don't know what to
in a
do.
bottle of lotion. Yeah, she's like, I need advice. Also, what kind of lotion bottle are we talking about? Are we talking like squirt?
A
Or are we
Jergens?
talking about like a Jergens like
A Jergens
pump out?
dry
In which
to
case, like
very
other
dry?
people just like getting pumped the f out of a bottle.
Ricocheted out. Just getting-
Because if they're that small, I'm pretty sure they're like dying as they're hitting my hand. At least a few of them, right?
Absolutely. With the force of that,
And if I think it's lotion, I'm gonna go. I don't know. Maybe that's
look
too
in the mirror to see a bunch of little cockroach legs.
I would be. I genuinely would be horrified, though. I would, yuck. Scary. Anyway, are we moving on to the next one? Is that me?
Yeah, it's Ryan, and
Yep.
he's just kind of like
Katie,
Darren.
Katie S says, I just want to say thank you for everything. I've struggled with mental health for a while now, and for the past few months have been especially bad. I've always loved comedy, and it's been an escape from all the bad in my life. Podcast has honestly been something I can count on to make me smile, and it makes me feel a little bit better. You guys are amazing together, and though it may not seem it, sometimes you're making a difference in everyone's lives. Thanks for everything you do.
Aww.
Thanks, Katie.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Katie.
Katie ass.
But
Is it
there's-
a good change?
Yeah, we hope. I like
hope.
it.
Yeah.
Said we're making a difference, but she didn't say whether. No, it was
She's like, yo,
positive.
Subtraction is
you
still
guys
a
are assholes. Like,
difference.
I'm aware of that.
awesome. Well, we love you, Katie. You're amazing. Janelle G says, "Hey guys, I love your podcast. You are fantastic at making giggles on the internet, lol. I just started listening to episode 25 though, and oof. In an earlier episode, you were asked if there is a sound that annoys you to no end. Well, mine is the way you guys pronounce Lebanon, Pennsylvania. I was about to say PA.
That's how they say it.
Lebanon.
They all just say PA.
PA.
Nobody says Pennsylvania. They all just say we live in PA.
Well, that's not her problem with it. It's the way we say Lebanon.
Lebanon.
Because
which we say it correctly.
Correctly.
Do they say
They say
Lebanon?
it incorrectly.
No, Lebanon. They say Lebanon.
Lebanon.
Or Lebanon. Yeah. No, we're definitely.
Hey, there's a whole country called Lebanon.
And it's spelled.
Read the rest of the thing. She explains.
Oh, okay. It's nails on a chalkboard. I grew up all my life. Oh, wait, what? I grew up all of my family lives in the Hershey area, and everyone around here pronounces it Lebanon or Lebanon if you are 60 or older. Also, before you say anything more, yes, that's Hershey as in the chocolate company. I actually worked for the Hershey company during the summers when I was in college. Specifically, I ran and helped maintain the factory machines in Create Your Own Candy Bar, which I believe Ryan has been to. I don't speak for the brand or the company, but I do have a fair amount of fun stories from my time there. Some wholesome, others not so much, but I digress. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week, and I look forward to your next episode. Janelle, we love you,
Thanks,
Janelle.
Janelle.
That's awesome.
That's so much fun.
Hershey's. Wow.
Hershey is right outside of Philadelphia, northwest.
Does it smell like chocolate?
Factory, I'm sure does.
But I mean, like, does the air around the factory?
I
I want it to be like Willy Wonka. Anyway, yeah.
All right. This next one is from Tristan S. I met this guy online a few months ago. We spoke on and off a few times a week, and I pretty quickly developed a crush on him. We sent a few intimate messages and pictures, flirted a lot, but we never said what we were or what it meant to either person. I really don't know how he felt about me, but I do know he's a pretty busy guy, and I thought it would be best if I stopped talking to him before one or both of us got hurt. So I told him I liked him and told him I thought it would be best if we stopped talking for a while. That was about a month ago, and I really regret my decision. I miss him a lot, and I want whatever it was we had back. Should I tell him this? And if I should, what do I even tell him? I have a few thoughts.
I'm terrified of that answer.
Okay.
I'd love to hear all
No,
of
I'm good at relationship advice for everyone else.
them.
So, first of all, I feel like you messed up originally by saying, I like you, we should stop talking, instead of saying, I like you, do you like me, should we discuss how to make this best for both of us? Instead, you went straight to, I like you, bye. The other
Which,
thing,
don't get
you're
me
too
wrong,
far
I'll move.
gone. You're too far gone now. If he hasn't reached back out, he probably didn't like you as much as you liked him, which I'm sorry to say, but that's probably the truth. So what you need to do is cut everything, delete, block him on Snapchat, on all the social media, so you do not see his face or his name. Delete him from your contacts for a while. It's gonna suck, but after a while, you'll just kind of forget about it.
Yes. I think we're most attracted not necessarily to the person, but oftentimes to what the person means to us. And I think it's important. I was actually just talking about this with my roommate today, but we want people that know us, and we feel like the people that we talk to the most tend to understand us or know us, especially if we're talking frequently. But if that person's not putting in the energy, I agree with Ben. Maybe that's like an extreme reaction to just be like, get the hell out of here. But I do agree in saying that if they are not reciprocating the energy that you are wanting to give, and if they're not going out of their way, then don't do it. At the same time, if you're the one that initiated that let's not talk anymore thing, and you are kind of regretting it, and you want to see what if that person has feelings, I think it would be good to go back and discuss those feelings more in depth than maybe just like, hey, I like you, bye-bye. Like,
Yeah.
get into what it's supposed to look like and what the relationship should be.
Yeah.
After
The
the
other
fact.
thing is, I like to say, give somebody that one chance, but don't expect them to change after that.
Yes.
So if you come in with the, hey, I like you, these are a few things that I would like to see different between us if the feelings are mutual. And if you don't see that extra effort from them after that first chance, don't get mad at them for continuing to be who they are.
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, I get it. This isn't going to work for me. There's someone out there that's going to treat me better. Not that you're treating me poorly. You're just not treating me the way that I need to be treated.
That you need to be treated.
Yeah,
it's not that they're a bad person. They're just not treating you the right way. So.
Well, don't fall in love with the fantasy of someone. That's what's always baffled me is that idea that like, oh well, this person would be perfect if they just changed this, this, and this, and this. Yeah, well, that's not them. No. That's not who they are. So you can't expect them to be that.
No.
So
I've had a few people get upset at me because like I talk to people. I'm not very good at communication as far as like I'll send you a text in the morning when I wake up, but then I'll just get busy and sidetracked and I won't text you, and then maybe the next day I'll send you another text or whatever. But like I've done that with people in the past, and then we've gone on a date and they expect me to be like different after that. And I'm like, nothing has changed. I'm still me. And they're like, I'm upset that things have changed. I'm like, no, they haven't.
No.
You just wanted things to change, and I've just continued being me. If it wasn't good for you before, then it's going to be. Then why would you assume it's going to be better now?
Yeah.
Especially if you haven't told me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. Hard agree.
So should you tell him that you like him?
You can.
No. I think you're past that now.
Yeah. And I feel like if you are already being intimate and all this sort of stuff, and you've expressed some of that stuff, yeah, just move on. Cool. Next question. Who's this?
Ryan?
Oh, it is me?
Pedro P. Yep.
Oh.
I just read the last one.
Ah, man, I'm dumb. Pedro B. Hi, I wanted to know how you guys go about recording podcasts like this in since you're in different states. Me and my friends are fairly new to wanting to start a podcast, and we're trying to set it up since we're not in the same state. Thanks. Stay safe and have fun. Fan of all your guys' TikToks. Thanks, Pedro.
Find a guy named Ben Brainard who has organizational skills that you do not have. And then download OBS
Be very
and then
thankful that he exists.
and then
the entire time.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just explain it.
Yeah. Ben will send you something called. It's a link to something called StreamYard, and then magic happens.
Yeah, and then you just get together and you chat, and then you just disappear.
So I use a website called StreamYard.com, and it allows you to invite people to live stream with you. So me, Dan, and Ryan are all in a live stream right now together. It's basically like a Zoom meeting. We can hear each other, see each other. But then each one of us individually records our video and our audio separately. And then we all upload our personal videos and audios into a Google Drive. And then I take that footage and that audio, download it onto my computer, put it in Premiere Pro, sync everything up, export it, and then upload that stuff to YouTube, Podbean, and Patreon.
Yes. Like we said, get yourself a Ben Brainard. Maybe you can be
There's
that.
a lot more specifics to it, but I'm not going to
Well, just look it up on YouTube too, right?
The RSS feed is no, I'm kidding. Oh.
Cool. Christina N says, hello. First of all, I want to say I love your podcast. You guys make me laugh and help me smile even when college life is getting me down. I also need to say I'm a big fan of Ryan especially and support Team Purity, even though I may be a little chaotic. To explain my question, I will start out by saying I am a part of a podcast club. I'm new to podcasting and I'm a media journalism TV radio major.
FD major.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. I had an idea stemming off from your podcast about maybe doing a podcast on the history of comedy and the different types of comedy and adding like jokes of the night for each of these podcasts. Do you have any advice or ideas for me? Sorry for my message being everywhere. Love you guys. Stay amazing and keep on being lights in an often dark world. Sorry, I lost my vision a little bit there.
I have some advice.
Yeah.
First of all, the best piece of advice I can ever give anyone for doing anything sort of creative is to just do it. Second of all, I'd like to tell you to get sort of organized. Have a general outline of what you want to accomplish during your episodes. And then third, before you have any major guests on, have several guests that are just your friends that won't care if it turns out bad.
Yeah.
Because it's going to take you a while to get it right. And that's okay.
Yeah, that's really fair. I think that all makes sense. Also, if you're gonna do history of comedy and like jokes of the night, definitely pick like some of the best. Like a cool segment would be ending every episode with an iconic joke from like an iconic comedian, like from some of the comedy greats, going all the way back from like Who's on First to like the vaudeville days to like all the way.
Yeah,
through. I mean,
bring on Rodney Dangerfield every few weeks and just have him go, take my wife. Come on.
Hey. Oh, dude, I got a really weird story involving Rodney Dangerfield that like you guys know that like Jay Leno's got like I've been lucky enough that he's opened for me a couple times now, and every time he comes in, he does like he'll just tell a story. It was on the Tonight Show when Rodney Dangerfield had his stroke, and Jay could apparently recognize that like So Jay Leno starts just telling us the story, and he's like he could tell that like his movements were off by just a little. And he goes, I think Rodney's having a stroke. So he calls an ambulance. Rodney gets backstage. He doesn't know what's going on. They find out, yes, he did have a stroke. He goes into the hospital, and he starts immediately, like, having some problems. He goes into a coma. Jay Leno, like, goes in to visit him. His wife is there. He's known him for a very long time. And
Rodney's wife or Jay's wife?
Rodney's wife is in there. She's like, Jay,
so nobody took her.
Yeah. So he goes in, and she's like, oh, my gosh. Jay, Rodney, apparently he's in a coma, but we think he can still hear us. And she goes, put your finger in his hand. And she goes, and he did. And then she goes, Rodney, if you know it's Jay, close your hand. And he just did like a tiny little squeeze. And in that moment, Jay Leno goes, hey, Rodney, that's not my finger. And Rodney's shoulders chuckled. And like even through that, which is a funny joke, great moment. Talk about good timing. But like, that was a crazy moment to be like, wow, Jay Leno was probably the last person to make Rodney Dangerfield laugh. Like
in a coma, no less. Yeah. How powerful of a comedian do you have to be to make a coma patient chuckle?
Right? Yeah. And like one of the funny, like, just one of the comedy legends,
Yeah.
Made him.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah. Again, before the podcast, we were talking about like people that just hang out with famous people, and Ryan literally just knows Jay Leno now. At this point.
Yeah.
It's been neat.
Very fun. Awesome.
All right.
All right. Well, the next question comes from Jade P, and it's kind of a long one, so we'll break it down into the separate questions that are inside of it. But hi, guys. Firstly, I am so sorry that this message is so long. I had a lot to ask or say. Haha. I love you guys so much. I found this podcast through a fan's TikTok that showed a short clip and just loved it. What?
Oh, wow.
We have a TikTok fans.
Yeah.
On the podcast that shows clips from the... Okay, sure. Thanks. Appreciate it. I've recently moved 4 hours away from home for university, and I'm so homesick, so finding this podcast has been amazing, as I've been binge-watched all episodes since arriving 3 days ago, and it's been keeping me going when all I want to do is go home, but I can't. However, I have some questions. 1. This one's probably mainly for Dan and Ryan. Sorry, Ben. I've been a Catholic since I was born and have been going to church every week my whole life. I still believe in Christianity, however, I've been wanting to stop going to church so often for a few years, as some weeks it seems like a chore to go. However, my dad really wants me to go, and as it's just the two of us, I feel forced to go. I don't know how to tell him I don't want to without him thinking I'm turning away from Christianity, as that was what he said when I said I probably won't go every week about 2 years ago. What would you recommend I do?
Okay. Dan, you
I have an answer.
First. Ben definitely has an answer. I know what Ben's answer is to this one, which is very funny.
No, what? Come on, tell me the answer.
The answer is kick your parents out of your life, run far away, divorce yourself from religion. No, I'm kidding. I just like... But I think the parents thing is pretty close, if I'm honest.
You're dead on. Yeah, I was going to say cut him out. Cut him out of your life. Who cares? He doesn't run your life anymore.
Yes. I was gonna say just have.
If he's a good dad, he'll understand.
If he's a good dad, have a conversation with him and just explain. Like I just recently had a conversation. It was actually really funny. I got done filming a podcast with these two guys, and my mom was like, "Hey, do you not believe in God anymore?" And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "The way you talk, it's like you don't believe in God anymore." And we had a very frank conversation about what God means to me and like my belief system. And I think that's all that like kind of is required. I like my parents are a lot more respectful now. They understand where like my limitations are with like religious practices, particularly Mormon ones. So yeah, I'd just say have a frank conversation with your dad. That or cut him out of your life.
Okay. This is an actual real piece of advice that I would give because I used to go to church in high school. And so this is one of the phrases that I had said multiple times to a lot of people. going to church doesn't make you a Christian any more than standing in a cardboard box makes you cereal. So if your dad thinks that you not going to church every week is you turning away from Christianity, then he's the one that needs to read more of the Bible.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I never talk about religion or politics, and so I'm going to tread very gently here. But I think that, like, here's what I'd say. I've had very, very similar conversations with my parents about, like, things like that. I used to run a thing where I would go to new churches because I traveled a lot, or I would move to different places, and so when I would go to new churches, I would call it the countdown to John 3:16, which is however long it took them to get to John 3:16 was how good I knew the church was. The record was 32 seconds, and then I walked out because I was like, at that point they're not trying to sell you, they're not trying to educate you, which is what I believe church should be. It should be an educational institution where you're starting to learn new things, looking at, like, deep parts of, like, the Vulgate and different translations and what the Bible should actually be saying. But I also think that, like, my parents did not get it, but now my parents do, and I think there's something to realize is that parents are just kids who had kids. Yep. They are still learning, and so sometimes, like, I can say, like, I have a great relationship with my parents now. That has not always been the case, and there was growth on both sides, and that's super important to where we are now. So yeah I'd say that, like, don't necessarily cut them out of your life. Unless they're doing, like, some horrific things. But, like, you know, I do think that, like, you got to realize that your dad is probably just now coming into contact with something that he never considered, and that's something he doesn't know how to understand right now. That doesn't mean he won't. It just means he doesn't understand it right now.
Yeah. And maybe he experienced a lot of good from going to church and doing, like, being a part of the community, but at the same time, like, that doesn't necessarily mean that that'll be good for you either. So if it's not a good experience for you, don't put your energy towards something that is not going to make you happy, I'd say. But
yeah. So question 2 in here says, how would you recommend combating homesickness when you can't go home and don't know anyone to keep you distracted? First of all, I'd like to say meet people. Yeah. If you're at university, if you're at college right now, it's not hard to meet other people that also want to meet other people. And if you're having a hard time meeting people at a college, then you need to also find groups of people that enjoy doing the things that you like to do. Yeah. Facebook groups is a great place to start, but you said you're a Christian. Go to a youth group. Go to some outreach events. You'll meet people. Yes! It's not hard to meet people. You just have to put in a minuscule amount of effort to find a group of people that enjoy the things you'd enjoy.
Yes. Please clip this as Ben sending people to youth group. Like, this is everything came together for you, Pastor Ryan. Do it.
Look.
Do it.
Listen, if she was a Mormon, I'd say go to BYU too. Like, it's not. I just want people to be happy, not. I can't finish the rest of the sentence.
I agree, though. Some of my best friends are all of the friends that I went to. I found a stand-up club. I knew I wanted to do stand-up. Went to the club. Those are, like, literally some of my best friends. Like, we still talk. We still interact. Those are the people that I always go back to because, 1, they had the same interests, but 2, we, like, bonded over stuff. So find it, like, just look into, like, what clubs are going on campus and, figure it out.
The other thing that you could do to combat homesickness is, like, once a week or once a month, just schedule a phone call home.
Or you could just cut off feelings for home. Ben,
that is the better choice.
There you go. If you're going to send someone to youth group, I might as well do that. Yeah.
Eat a chia seed fruit cup. It'll be good.
All right. So number 3, I'm a second year at uni for the first time as it was online last year, and I don't know how to meet anyone because whenever I've tried to make friends via meetings or something, it all seems to be first years, and that makes me feel uncomfortable given that I'm a second year. How would you go about meeting second years if you were in the same situation as I feel so lonely?
Meet first years.
Stop thinking that it matters.
Yes. Yeah.
Like my first semester of college, I was taking like junior level classes because college doesn't matter. Like college matters, but like the level that you're at in college doesn't matter. If they're in a class with you, there's somebody worth meeting.
Yeah.
They're within your age range. It's not high school. It's not like this is a baby person. Yeah. You have to kind of just be like, hey, we're all adults, and ultimately you'll probably find a lot more friends that way too. So
Yeah, I was a first semester freshman at my college in classes with junior level engineering kids, and I still talk to them because I belonged there.
yeah.
Well, you still talk to them because they weren't talking to anyone else. They were junior level engineering
Yeah,
students.
they didn't really have communication skills.
No, yeah. That was going to be really tough to make friends. All you have to do is say hi, and they're like, you're mine forever now.
Oh, wow. Okay, you can't leave.
Yeah. Please hang out with us.
But yeah, that's the biggest thing is there's such a small difference between a first year and a second year university student, other than like you might have more advice about life on campus.
Yeah.
You do.
But stop thinking that there's a difference, and
You might
it will
actually
open up
bond
a
over that,
world
honestly.
of
The
great
fact that you have more experience
imagination.
might actually be to your benefit because
Yeah.
they're probably
You could be
looking
the
for
mom.
that. You could be the mom. You could be mommy. Sorry, mommy. Sorry. Mommy.
Oh, my God.
Oh, okay. Number 4, Ryan. Have you heard of Juliana the Great Dame from World War II, who was awarded the Blue Cross Medal?
Yes, it's actually a spelling error. It's not the Great Dame. It's the Great Dane. It was a
Oh, I
dog.
thought she was
It's
Danish.
a doggy.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, it's a doggy that there was an incendiary bomb that got dropped through a roof of like her owner's apartment, and the dog just straight up peed on the incendiary bomb and put it out. Which, first off, powerhouse bladder. Second
Wow.
off, the second time the building got caught on fire, she alerted her masters and got him out, and so she got two medals actually.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Forget pissing like a racehorse. That's pissing like
Juliana
a fire
the Great
extinguisher.
Yeah.
Okay, one more question from Jade here. What would you say the other's best comedic story is? I've only seen Ryan and Dan twice.
Yeah. Although I will say that I don't know if I'm allowed to spoil it because it's in a special now, but I'm not going to spoil it, but your military base story is pretty fantastic.
Oh yeah, you can spoil whatever.
It's just great. It's about Ben being told that he needs to shave his beard and the chaos that ensues. I think it's pretty fantastic, and it's in his new special
Norse
on Drybar
religion.
Comedy soon, probably someday.
Whenever that comes
Yeah.
out, probably in like a year.
Yeah.
Ryan, I write notes every time I see you perform, so I could just pull up the notes and be like, that was a good one.
Yeah. I love Dan.
It's got to be one of the TJ stories.
TJ stories?
Well, he's my best friend from college and high
Oh,
school.
nice.
He's just a solid dude. Dan, I gotta go with your even the Africans at BYU are white. Like that hits so hard every time for me. It's the fun. It
The
cripples
Africans
me.
are white. Yeah, it's a good one. I enjoy that one.
Ben, your circle back and callback story for running through the airport is one of my favorite things. I still got it. It's like, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
The two stories that you guys just picked for me, both very real things that happened to me, and both wildly difficult jokes to write.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, man, but... Yeah, Ryan, your special comes out in March.
I film it in
And-
March. We'll see when it comes out. Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. And then
It's
Dan is probably going to come on the road with me for a few shows, so you guys got to just come out and
Yeah.
see some stuff and decide for yourself. The end of Jade's message just says, thank you so much for being who you are and giving us so much joy, and I'm so sorry about how long this message is. Thank you, Jade. Don't worry about it, Jade. We appreciate you writing in, and those are some good questions, so thank you. You were also the last question of the podcast, Jade.
Yay!
Yay!
JP.
We did it.
Well,
Yay.
don't pee.
Well, oh, right.
Unless you're a Great Dane.
Before
Unless
we
there's
say
an incendiary
goodbye,
bomb. Did I say
before
that
we say
correctly?
goodbye, I just want to open this up. If you want to find us outside of the podcast, Ryan, where can they go?
YouthPastorRyan.com. Dan, what about you? Is it Dan Bam Bam?
It's
on
Dan
all
Bam
social
Bam.
media?
It's right there.
What about I've heard this tale on a Snapchat, Dan_YOLO love.
You are correct. I did have a YOLO phase.
He's still living.
Yep. The funny thing is that I chose
I-
that name when I was closeted. So It's weird. But
Wow,
Ben,
that could have been the first indication.
Oh, man. Well, you can find all my stuff at benbrainards.com. It's spelled Brain, A-R-D. If you can't figure that out, try using yours. If you want to find all links for the podcast, you can go to gdfmpodcast.com. You can also email the podcast at podcast@gdfmpodcast.com. And don't forget, we have a Patreon now. You can go sign up for our Patreon, support us, so that maybe one day Dan can move out of his parents' house, and another day Ryan can buy a nicer camera.
Yay.
Also, if you support us, you get to hear the podcast a day early, so you get them on Fridays instead of Saturdays. So with that being said, that is it. That is all. Thank you all so much for tuning in and listening this week. We hope we said or did something this week that makes you want to listen again next week. That's it. Bye. Bye.